right, everyone. Al, to be totally honest with you, I have no idea what episode we're on. I want to say 42.
Yeah, I have no
I
idea
know I'm
either.
close.
I'd probably say like 42, 43 if I had to guess, but no idea.
Oh my God. See, now it's like you've been on like a desert island and we're like losing track of what of what time it is. I'm like already profusely sweating of like naturally. That's how we start every podcast. I've heard that you can get like Botox to like in certain areas of your body if you sweat too much, and I've
Yeah.
considered it. Just because, like I said, I am like a sweaty gal. But then I'm also like, I don't know, I feel like sweating is like a good function and you shouldn't like impede it in your body. I don't know.
Yeah, and you lose weight that way, don't you?
Yeah, that's true too. You do lose weight. As of right now, I'm only losing whiskey. Like I'm purely expelling proper 12 and the protein shake I had earlier today. But yes, normally you expel some water weight and whatever. Speaking of Botox, I don't know if this is like was like bullshit or true, but have you ever heard that you can Botox your balls?
No. Why would you?
I guess if you like, again, I don't know if it's like legit. I guess if you don't like the appearance and you want them to be smoother.
Wow. Like, I guess, yes, if they're too, like, saggy and wrinkly, I guess that makes sense. I think I have the opposite problem. Sometimes I feel like my ball sack's too tight. I want a little sag in mine.
So you want like a ball sack relaxant, so to speak.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Wow. I always wanted to start a line of ball products. I've talked about it before. Like Breeze balls, I feel like is like the perfect, I know there's already
with marketing, I feel like male products are usually marketed by men. Do you think that could change?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it can change. Because I feel like it's if a woman makes it, it's also like what do we want to see on a guy? I feel like, and it's like I would be a lot more inclined to like fool around with the balls or whatever if I knew that like there was a top quality product on them.
Yeah.
Soak your balls in Evian and then maybe.
There's a lot of guys that put their balls in talcum powder, which I find strange, but a lot of guys do that. So it sweats less and it's drier, I guess.
I know I'm not the only one. Like I've heard, like my girlfriends have talked about this before, but I always like wonder what it would feel like to have a dick. I think that's normal.
Yeah, I think guys, often think about having a vagina sometimes too.
Right. Yeah, right? Like you kind of want to know like what it feels like. All I know is that
I think I pretty much have it figured out. What do you think? Do you think like you pretty much get what like a dick feels like, or you have no idea?
I have like so many questions. Like I don't know. I just mean like okay, first of all, how do you decide which pant leg to holster it in? Like is it like an active thought process, or do you just kind of like do you switch it up? Do you have like a favorite leg? Like,
Unless you have a giant penis, default setting penis is not going down a pant leg. It's staying up in the crotch area.
Okay.
The only time it's going to go into a pant leg is if you're hard. And that you let nature decide which pant leg that's going to be.
Oh, okay. So, okay. I didn't know this. What if you wear like really tight pants where like the undercarriage region is like, sucked up?
Like I said, usually it's gonna, unless you have a giant penis, it's going to stay in that area, the crotch area.
Right. I always think too, like if I like with women, like we sort of like we can dress in a way that like really shows off, like our boobs or ass or whatever. Like if you have like a fat vagina, you can even like rock your camel toe if you're very confident about it. Mm-hmm. But like with men, you don't really see that as much. But I gotta tell you, if I had a big dick, I would walk down the aisle of Target like swinging it like a lanyard. Remember when you'd like walk down the school, like, or you'd walk down the hallway in school in high school and you would like be swinging your lanyard or whatever? Like that would be me with my piece if I had a big dick. I would have it out, or I would find a way to like have it out all the time. What?
Really? I mean, I think other men and some ladies look down at that. Recently, that's been a thing. A lot of celebrities have been showing off their crotches, in People magazine and whatnot. That's been in recently. But I look down at that, personally.
Yeah, you're not. Well, some people are a little more like, reserved. Obviously, you know me, I'm not that way, so I would never. But I can understand.
Have some couth. I mean, breasts are different. Everyone wants to see a breast, but a guy doesn't want to see another guy's penis. Put it away.
Yeah, but what if the ladies want to?
Some ladies might. Most ladies, I feel like, don't. Because you know what? There's a lot of little girls on this planet and a lot of old ladies. What about them?
They don't want you're saying grandma doesn't want to see the dick print? How do you know? Just
I would
because
say
you're
most
old,
grandmas don't.
just because you're old doesn't mean you suddenly don't have hormones anymore. I feel like we should take a poll of like some old women and be like, yay or nay. Do you want to see, some
I
crotch
think that's
shots?
a good idea. And I would guess over 50% would say, put it away.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it needs to be like an anonymous double-blind study to get some real results. But I also, and you and I have actually talked about this before, I feel so bad for guys who have like a small dick because if you have a small dick, there's nothing you can do about it. Whereas like if you're a chick, you can get breast implants, you can get ass implants, like, you can have labiaplasty, like all this stuff. But if you're a guy, there's very little you could do if you have like,
Yeah. I mean,
baby
it's
peen.
similar to like being short, where the world is ruthless against short people and little dick people. Girls and guys will both make fun of a guy with a little penis. And there is nothing they can do about it. It's a sad, sad situation.
It is. I know. All the respect, in the world to those people and their hardships, honestly.
Well, my thing is, don't be bitter about it, because I know a lot of bitter short guys and a lot of bitter small penis guys. Don't be. Learn the other ways, Learn how to eat a girl out. Learn how to play with their pussy. Learn how to use toys. Make up for it.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then that's the other thing too, is that, and again, this is like partly women too. There's always like this emphasis on like, oh, he's got to have like a big dick or like a whatever. But like, I'm pretty sure it's like only 10% of women can come from penetration alone. So if that's the case, and like, he like is like a rock star in the bedroom otherwise, like, I don't know that it would bother me like that much just because he's not like Mandingo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is that, am I allowed to say
but
that?
what about a very tiny penis?
Well, like a micro penis?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's
It's tough, and I get the lady side of it. So I feel bad. I feel bad for those people.
no, I know. Me too. That's rough, dude. Also, am I allowed to say Mandingo on the podcast? Is that allowed?
I think you can. Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Seems like a nice guy.
Yeah. You never know these days, dude. I feel like I'm not famous enough to be canceled, but everything that comes out of my mouth is definitely like borderline, like, that's just how I live my life. But yeah, honestly, like if I come back in my next life as a man, like please let me, be hung like a Clydesdale. In Jesus' name.
Is there
amen.
such a thing as too much? I'd probably say no, but let me ask you: is there such a thing as too much?
Yes, because I have like a smaller like vaginal canal. We've talked about this before, and I don't mean like, I feel like whenever I say that, like women are very quick to be like, oh, I'm really tight too. Like I get it. It's not a tightness thing I'm talking about. It's like
Yeah.
a length thing. The length of my vaginal canal is a little bit smaller than like the average. So for me, it's like if it's like too big, then I'm probably like not going to enjoy the sex. So I'm like laughing as I'm saying it because I can hear like, the wheels in the guy's head spinning. All the medium, middle-sized dicks, like this is it, dude. I'm very much looking for like a mid-sized sedan in that department. So no, I'm only kidding. I mean, I don't know. They're like, I don't want to say like it's not important because obviously like it is important, but I'm the kind of person where like it's the same thing with somebody's body or their looks. Like you have to like be either like a gremlin ugly or like way, 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 way prettier than me for me not to like you. Everything else in between I'll accept. I just don't want anybody on the opposite, like on either opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
What guy is going to be way more prettier than you though?
Oh, I mean, we live in LA. I see like
That's true. I've seen that a lot. I've seen like guys that have definitely been to the spa. That's a little much for me.
No, I don't really date, as you know, like I don't really date pretty boys. But yeah, man, if I had like a big dick, I would walk around in a wrestling singlet. Showing that
The
thing
disrespect
off.
you would get from other, like, I have a feeling you would be like a gym dude, and no one likes a gym dude. No one likes them, so you're gonna get some disrespect from the boys.
I don't know. Whatever. Haters gonna hate, Al. Haters gonna hate. That's how I feel.
I think you would find out very quickly when you're a guy. The boys mean a lot to you. Your guy friends do mean a lot to you.
Well, my guy
so
friends.
you don't want to be a douche.
No, that's true. I was gonna say like my guy friends mean a lot to me in this lifetime. So I'm sure if I were like an actual bro, that they'd mean even more to me.
Exactly. And you'll also find out that wearing tight clothing to show your penis off is not the same effect as showing off your breasts.
Okay, so you wouldn't be a good dude if you were gonna like walk around and show off your...
Not just that, you're not gonna attract a lot of ladies that way.
Oh, contraire, my friend. I don't know if I agree with that, but that's okay.
Really? So if you saw a guy with his penis dangling out of his pants, you would be attracted to that?
I don't want it dangling out, but if I can see... Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about women that you may not know, okay? When girls are dating a new guy, and if a woman says she's never done this, she's most likely lying. We will find a photo of you where you're wearing tighter pants, and we will screenshot that shit and zoom in, okay? And I know there are going to be some girls who are like, oh my God, I've never done that. You're a fucking liar, okay? We've all gone on the dick print hunt and shared with our friends, just like dudes look at girls' boobs and their asses. We do the same thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So don't make it hard for me, is what I'm saying. Because you know what? Nobody wants to really be surprised when they get there,
That's true.
That's the truth. Also, serious question. Do you moisturize your balls?
Depends. If I'm gonna jerk off or have sex, I might sometimes. Otherwise, just for fun, no.
Like, it's not part of your, like, skincare regimen?
No. I don't really have any skincare regimens. Maybe I should, but I don't. No.
I was gonna say, so you're not like doing like the Korean 10 step to your balls, is what you're saying.
Well, speaking of making your penis larger and stuff like that, guys that have smaller penises will sometimes do exercises to stretch it out.
Oh, interesting. A little.
So they sell like things online. They sell a weight set where you attach it to your penis and stretch out your penis with the weights, and it doesn't really work, but it's something some guys do.
I was gonna say the stretching seems a little bit like cock yoga is, I guess, what that is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. You guys are really evolving. I had no idea that was a thing.
There's penis pumps. It doesn't really affect anything long term, but a lot of guys use penis pumps.
Okay, I know about from Austin Powers.
That's a real thing. Yeah.
Also, you know what else fascinates me? The taint. I'm very intrigued by the taint, the gooch, whatever you call it. Like, is there a name I'm forgetting?
You're breaking up a little bit. The taint?
Are you just trying to make me say taint again?
So that's the area between the ball sack and the asshole, right? Or
why are you asking me? Yes, now I feel weird for knowing that.
So what about them?
It just fascinates me. Like, I don't know why. The first time I ever like learned what it was, I think was from Jackass. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's because Johnny Knoxville like talks about it because they do a prank and like one of their, whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's where it is. And I know that it's like, like some guys like when you like work the taint.
Yeah, that's not me, but I'd imagine some guys are into that. Yeah.
Oh, so you're very protective of your gooch. You don't want anybody down.
No,
there.
I have no opinion on it. I'm indifferent. It's just a piece of skin. I don't find it sensitive. So
okay.
It's just it's just there.
Yeah, some guys are like weird about it, and like other dudes are like, I guess, not weird about it. Interesting.
And then there's the asshole. Some guys like being penetrated. Other guys like myself are not so much into that. When I go to a masseuse, sometimes they might graze over the asshole, and like I said, I'm indifferent. It means nothing to me.
Oh, okay, that's interesting because usually guys are like a hard yes or a hard no, like they're into that or they're not.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about how technically speaking, your nutsack is the cradle of life.
I never think about it when I should.
Like, because normally it's like, I think sometimes too, like we sort of like, we like dismiss balls as like, oh, they're balls, it's not a bit, but really you're holding human life in there. I don't know how many sperms are in there. Like, can you look it up? I'm
Okay.
on the company computer, otherwise I would look it up. How much sperm is in the ball bag on any given day?
I don't think there's an actual answer to that.
Well, I feel like there's a lot, but at any given moment, Al, you're carrying around however many souls.
Okay, so every day a male can produce around 70 to 150 million sperms.
70 to 150?
Million.
Oh.
Yes.
So think about that, Al. At any given moment, you have 70 to 150 million souls in your ball bag. Think about that, okay? So men, if you're ever out there feeling not confident and you're walking up to a girl at a bar, just remind them that you are literally the keeper of life in your grundle. So,
I often think about how much sperm I waste, just from masturbating. Say I were to masturbate 3 times a week. Think about how much sperm that is that someone could use to have a baby, or I could donate to a sperm bank. Instead, it's going into my tissue. That's going into my trash can.
No, I know, but you know what? I always tell people don't feel guilty because I feel like that's like a recycling effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't feel like obviously like super religious people feel like, oh, you're spilling your seed. I don't believe that. I think once you expel it, they go back into the ether and then they wind up in somebody else's ball bag. It's like the circle of life.
We're just all matter, right? We're all just pieces of matter floating around.
Now, honestly though, now I'm thinking about how I was a soul in my dad's ball sack at one point.
I wouldn't want to think about that personally.
I know, and I don't really want to think about it either, but like now it's like in my head and I'm like, oh God. I was just living in there, man.
This is a out of line question, but I'm going to ask you: how did you see your dad's penis when you were growing up?
Did I see it? I think.
Yeah, because it's very normal for young guys to see their dad's penises. It's just part of life, unfortunately. Is it the same for girls? Like, do you see your dad's penis when you're tiny?
I mean, I guess it depends on the family you're growing up in. We were like pretty open, but not that open.
Okay.
So I never.
There's a line drawn when it comes to the gals. Do you think your brothers have seen your dad's penis?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, of course, because it's it's different.
Yeah.
But I actually, like, now that I'm thinking about it too, I also think like how dads deal with their daughters when they're younger. Like, it must be so awkward. Like, my dad used to call my vagina, like when I was little, he'd be like, oh yeah, like if he was like giving me a bath, he'd be like, all right, make sure you like wash your tchotchke, which is literally,
I get uncomfortable when my niece, who's 5 years old, will take off her shirt or pants or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm an uncle. I shouldn't be seeing that stuff. Put your shirt back on. I get weird with it.
Yeah. No, I like it. Definitely, it must be awkward for a guy. My father, if my dad ever knew I said this, or if he's like saw that, he'd probably be so pissed. But I was like, it is what it is. I'm sure other girls too. It's like the same thing. Like, it's this awkward moment for your dad.
Yeah.
But you're like,
some guys bathe with their dogs, which I find strange. I have bathed my chihuahua in my shower, but not with myself also naked. I feel like that's a strange thing, but a lot of guys do that.
Yeah, no, that's it's so funny because the next episode that we do, I have like a funny dog sex story, but
that's interesting.
Yeah, what a great cliffhanger for this episode, actually, now that I think about it.
Tune in next week for a dog sex story.
Dog sex story. Yeah, I feel like, we just hit 20 minutes, so I feel like we could just cut this episode here. I've been trying to do like an episode where it's like I talk about like a sexual thing and then something a little bit more serious in like a comedic way. But this entire episode has been overtaken by dicks and ball sacks. So
and I think it's a great episode, a great note to end on.
Yeah. So my family will be really proud as usual. So hi, Mom and Dad. But yeah, okay. So until next time, guys, Al and I and the twins and my figurative ball sack love you very much, and we will see you here for the next episode.
Whoa, 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 Bree Hunter is fine.